this, which is the prologue for Season 6. And yes, I have decided to do at least one more season of F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. And, yeah, here we are. We are going to... Now, I originally said that I believe when I first started Season 5 that had I decided to do a Season 6, I was going to stick with Mick Schumacher. But I decided to go in a different direction for this one. And instead, I am going to try to hire Lewis Hamilton. Sergio Perez retiring, so there's at least one seat open, and I want to create a little bit more shakeups in the driver market. So in order to do that, why not sign Lewis Hamilton? And I think it's a good signing on my part because, you know, Hamilton did not have a very good Season 5. No wins. I think it's the first time, it would be the first time in his entire career that Hamilton went winless in the season. And with the fact that we basically have fully upgraded our car, or we not fully upgraded, but we, you know, saved all the upgrades that we had with the regulation change. It's a good chance for him to be competitive again. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go after Lewis Hamilton and see what happens here. Approach accepted. Of course, it helps that we're basically fully upgraded in terms of facilities and whatnot, so we meet all his requirements and his demands. So we're going to negotiate. We're going to start negotiations with Lewis Hamilton here. Mercedes. Ah, Mercedes is really giving us some trouble here. We're going to keep outbidding him. Yeah, there we go. Lewis Hamilton is now part of our team. We've outbid Mercedes, and there it is. Alright, so there we go. And again, it would make sense that Lewis Hamilton would want to leave Mercedes, considering the lack of success he had there in Season 5 and the fact that Bottas pretty much completely outclassed him for once. Oh. Alright. Now, this move is also going to come with a change to the team, which we will take care of in the lead up to Season 6 here. see we're fully upgraded. R&D. I think the only upgrades we're going to really lose are the ones that are sort of right next to the circle here for the durability and the engine, but those we can't buy. We can't purchase those, so those had to be let go. We can't really do anything with those. Those are just automatic general upgrades that you get throughout the season from your engine supplier. We're going to advance time.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select. While you will receive acclaim for beating them, you'll lose acclaim if you fail to do so.
Alright, let's go to the interview with Will Buxton.
Well, it's great to be back at your headquarters, and I've got to say, an awful lot's changed since we were last here. Let's dive in with some questions. Hamilton has more championships than fingers on one hand. Attracting him to your team is a very big win. What do you think attracted him to your team the most? We've been hearing about how happy your second driver is. How do those comments make the team feel as a whole? You've been attracting new sponsors to your team. Does that also come with a lot of new pressure to perform? Your car's been able to challenge the very top teams. Is it safe to say you've surprised everyone? Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful? Well, thanks so much as ever for your time. It's hugely appreciated.
We've got a lot of cash sitting around doing nothing. We should start investing that in facility improvements.
I'm actually going to exit out of career mode briefly. Okay, so I want to go to the customization because I want to take a look at the livery I'm going to be choosing and suss out the color choices. Just to make sure I got the colors down. So black is 0, 120 and 0. And then the green is 80, 240, 86. Make sure I get the proper colors here. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm going to be changing the team completely heading into Season 6. No longer will it be Jaguar Racing F1 team, as you will find out in a moment, but we are going to be changing the name of the team and the manufacturer, the engine supplier, and I'll give you a hint before I reveal it. It's going to be a sponsor, or it's going to be the team name is going to be named after a sponsor that's already a real-life sponsor that's already in the game. We'll do that in a second. First, we will advance time here. I believe we can wait to change our livery going into the new season. So, actually, before I do that, I'm going to go take some pictures of my Season 5 accomplishments here. You can see how much of a chunk Lewis Hamilton's contract took out of our spending, but again, we have a lot of money in the bank. Alright, I think that's everything. We'll finish off the season. We're gonna have a lot of money coming in. $70.58 million, taking us well over, or not well over, but I guess just shy of $200 million. Also got a WWE pay-per-view that I'm reviewing on a group review for Voices of Wrestling, which you could check out at voicesofwrestling.com. I'm doing that shortly, so I want to make sure I breeze through this as quickly as I can. Alright. Let's go to the livery. And we're actually going to go to the art since, you know, I had to check the colors, but we didn't really need to do that, but that's okay. So we'll go with that as our livery. Character. Gonna edit the race suits. We're gonna go with the race that I actually kind of liked when I saw it. The zigzag. Kind of like this one. So the main color will be black. So we can change this to green. Oh, did I not select the suit? Equip. Thank you. Gloves. I believe the zigzag one is also in here. Alright, that's good. Team details. Alright, so we're going to change the name to I was gonna make it Monster Energy Mercedes, so spoiler, I'm changing the manufacturer as well, but wanted to do Monster Energy Mercedes. Mercedes won't fit all the way, so we're just gonna go with Monster Energy Racing. Tail swatch are still the same. And we're gonna make the change over to Mercedes engines. I guess the way I could explain it in like sort of a, I guess, a story sense is that the only way Hamilton would come is if we were with Mercedes power units. So we'll make that change. Confirm those settings. In colors. Let's go to the badge. Guess that works for what we're looking for. Closest thing to an M. And I don't think we really need a background here. I guess I'll go with the star. I'll make the star black. Yeah, I think that works. Alright, so Monster Energy Mercedes is ready to go. 22 race schedule, that's no different. Nothing changing here. Gameplay settings, flashbacks, park firme, vehicle damage reduced, safety car on. regular, manual, surface, and carcass. Driver moves on. 50% 76. Formation lap, 1 shot. And yeah. Everything is good. For Monster Energy Mercedes. And we're not going to do anything here. What we're really going to do is just go and see the team changes. And then we'll head on out. R&D wise, we're actually the second best team, but again, I think that's mainly down to the like non-controllable engine upgrades. If you view the R&D tree, that's really the only things we have, and again, we couldn't really, you can't upgrade those your own up by yourself. You have, that's throughout the season. So let us see who moves where. So Lewis Hamilton, of course, is our teammate now for Monster Energy Mercedes with a 100 driver rating. Max Verstappen remains with Ferrari. Valtteri Bottas remains with Mercedes. And Mercedes brings back Daniel Ricciardo to Formula One. Look at him in that Mercedes AMG Petronas race suit. Leclerc stays at Ferrari. Albon, Red Bull, Sainz, Norris, Gasly, Kvyat, Magnussen, Ocon, Russell, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Latifi, De Vries, Matsushita, Calderon, Kyoto, and Mick Schumacher's unsigned because Jack Aitken is the new driver for Racing Point. So I was surprised. I thought they might pick up Mick Schumacher, but they did not. And they picked up Jack Aitken instead. So that is quite interesting. So there are your driver moves, and it should be interesting to see how things play out in Season 6. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for the Australian Grand Prix.